Hello, friends. My name is Lori Jameson, and I'd like to welcome you to the Unveiled Reflection Ministry. To find out more about the ministry, you can go to the website unveiledreflectionministry.org. If you happened upon this video and are interested in going on a journey that will lead you to intimacy with Jesus and freedom from life's struggles, you can find a link to the welcome video in the description below. It will explain everything you need to know to begin your journey. Today, in Close Encounter 34, we started our first assignment in the I mission, Increase Intimacy with God. And that assignment is to identify emotions. We started out exploring God's emotions and saw that He has experienced love, comfort, grief, peace, anger, and jealousy. From there, we looked at Psalm 51, a prayer of David's, to see what kind of emotions he was experiencing at the time he wrote it. And we saw that he was no different than us. His was a prayer of desperation. He was experiencing guilt because of sin. He asked God to have mercy on him and to cleanse him of his sin. So he must have felt dirty. He said he recognized his rebellion and that his rebellion was haunting him all day and night. He desperately wanted the guilt, shame, and the haunting to be gone, so he sought God for help. Have you ever been so consumed by emotions that you felt like you were being haunted by them? What did you do? Did you turn to God, or did you try to deal with them on your own? If you tried on your own, what did you do? Did it make things better? Did the haunting stop? Did you feel free from them? Have you ever tried to ignore uncomfortable emotions, hoping they would go away? Did they? Have you ever used something else, like a substance, to medicate those emotions? We looked at the end of Romans chapter 8 and saw that the Holy Spirit helps us in our weaknesses. The verse says that when we don't even know how to pray, the Holy Spirit is praying for us. If we do not allow ourselves to experience those uncomfortable emotions, they will keep haunting us. We have to go through them to find out what they are and why we are experiencing them. God is here to go through them with us. We are not alone. He wants to help us. 1 Peter 4:18 says, "Such love has no fear, because perfect love expels all fear. If we are afraid, it is for fear of punishment, and this shows that we have not fully experienced God's perfect love." Perfect love expels or casts out fear. When we are afraid, it's because we believe we are going to be punished, which means we are not experiencing God's perfect love. And that brings us back to our goal on this journey, which is intimacy with God. When we have a deep, intimate relationship with God, we do not walk in fear. We trust Him with our lives instead. David's sin was great, and he was carrying a heavy burden, and he cried out to God in order to be set free. We are no different. We need God, and He wants us to be dependent upon Him. What about a treasure? Maybe God is emotional, or the Holy Spirit, who understands what we are feeling, is praying for us? How about an action plan? Maybe the next time you are having an uncomfortable emotion, you will plan to explore it, to talk to God about what you need to be free from it. In conclusion, exploring my uncomfortable emotions was the hardest thing for me. I always ate them away, but they kept resurfacing. It was a vicious cycle. When I realized those emotions were not going to harm me and that God would go through them with me, I started working my way through them instead of medicating them. And the first time I did it, instead of running to the food, I was amazed at how easy it was. And now I look back and say, I don't know why I was so afraid or why I was so unwilling to even explore those uncomfortable emotions. May I encourage you to go through those difficult or uncomfortable emotions because it is the only way to be free. Until next time.